Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Courtney Chankis with Charles Ruttenberg Realty here in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. And today I'm going to share some more tips for sellers. If you're thinking about selling your home, there's probably a lot of questions that come to mind. So we have a series of videos where we answer those questions for you and try to give you some advice on how to make sure your home sells quickly and for the price that you want. So stay tuned. If you're thinking of selling your house, you probably have a lot of questions that you would like answered before you even dig into the process. One of the questions that comes to mind is, how long will it take? That is a super important question to answer because your timing of selling obviously dictates your timing of purchasing a home. If you're planning on building something or just moving into something move-in ready, you need to have all of that lined up in order to make the transaction work. Unfortunately, knowing exactly how long it's going to take to sell your house is virtually impossible. But here's some information that might be helpful in order to give you a better idea of how long it could take for your particular house. Once you put your house on the market, there's a few factors that would help it to sell quickly. Obviously, being priced correctly, number one, because people are going to want to purchase something that's priced well, that they love, and that would get it off the market really fast. The right location is important. So if your home is in a prime location, chances are it's going to sell faster. If you're kind of off the beaten path, a little bit further away, it might take a little longer to find the perfect buyer for that home. And that's okay, just factor that into your timeline. The current market that you are in or that your home is in will also dictate how long the closing process and the buying process might take for someone. If you are in a very competitive market and there's a lot of houses on at the same time that are similar, that could be a good thing. It could also be a bad thing. So it depends on the activity in your market. Your agent should be able to give you a better idea of where you should position yourself in order to sell your house quickly if that's your goal. If you're kind of like, doesn't matter, I could wait a while and just see what happens, then it's not, a rush. You can kind of sit back, put it on the market, and let the activity just come to you and see what happens. Every situation is going to be so specific. That's why it's hard to give a specific time frame that would work for everyone. But you can assume that the closing process, if the person buying your home is getting a mortgage, will take 30 to 45 days. That's kind of the turnaround time in order to get the mortgage approved, get the bank to have all the documents they need, so on and so forth. So from the day you sign the contract, if they're getting a mortgage, assume that you would close about 45 days from that. The closing process is another area where you could find some hiccups. Using a good legal team, if you need a recommendation, ask your realtor, ask your friends, ask your family. Having someone that knows the process and does it very often will make it easier for you and make your process go faster. And obviously the condition of your home is going to impact how quickly it sells. If you made sure that you updated things, made it look its best in order to present it on the market, then chances are it's going to be very appealing to buyers and maybe sell quickly. If it needs a lot of work, you have to wait for the right buyer who's willing to put in the elbow grease. So, is that the right phrase? Yeah. Every home is going to take a different amount of time to sell. Sometimes they're off the market in 2 days. Sometimes it takes 4 months. But just know your timeline and have that ready to go. So if you list your house on October 1st, you know that if it sells October 2nd, you have a place to go. If it doesn't sell until December, you also have a plan. So kind of a plan A and a plan B. That way, any situation that comes up, you've got it handled and you know where you're going and you won't. It's always good to have a plan. If you want more information and tips on how to get your house ready to sell and answers to all of those burning questions you have about the selling process, click the link down below and go get a copy of our free seller's guide. There's no obligation to anything. It's not specific to one state. It's just for anyone looking to sell their house and some answers to questions that might be helpful to get you ready for that process. So click the link below. You can download a copy of it. If you do like our videos and you find them helpful, be sure to subscribe. We release a new one every Friday. Sometimes it's selling tips, sometimes it's buying tips. A lot of times it's information about where we live in Lakewood Ranch, Florida, but most of the information is helpful no matter where you are. So that's our seller tip for today. Again, that free guide is in the link below. It'll bring you to a site where you can download it. It's a PDF file, and it has some great information in it. So I hope you find that helpful, and thank you for watching. I'm Courtney Chankis with Charles Rottenberg Realty here in Lakewood Ranch, Florida.